Good afternoon. Not long back from a little shopping trip to the great B&M store in Wellingborough. I wanted to get another light for the boat, just see what they had. I've got a couple of these little solar panel lights which are really good. I sometimes take them off from the body of the boat. They're just held on with Velcro to catch some more sun, but they work well. When I come on the boat they light up, so I can see what I'm doing with my keys. But I've just bought this Energizer one, so you can see it. It's battery operated. It works on a PIR, so it's motion detector. We have that at the back of the boat, somewhere down there. If I want to get on, or if anyone else gets on, it's a bit of a deterrent. What else have I bought? Also bought this little pack of chili pots. I wanted to grow something. I got some herbs out on the front of the boat, but having had 2 allotments when I was down in Sussex, I wanted to grow something else. I'm either thinking of putting these in the front, in the bow, or just keep them here on the side, out in the stern. But yeah, it's all nice getting these little bits and bobs together. I think this weather, I made a bit of a boo-boo. Well, I don't think it's a boo-boo really. When I moved the boat the other day to get the diesel, I didn't check the stern gland afterwards or tighten it up. So I was laying there in bed last night and then suddenly you go, oh shit, didn't do that. But I checked on my camera, saw the boat was still there and not full of water. So I've come today. I'm just gonna take the stuff out the back of the boat, which is, there isn't too much stuff, get in the engine bay and have a look. There we go. Yeah, there is a little bit of water in there, so I'm going to tighten that stern gland up now, and that should be fine. Yeah, there was a tiny bit of water in there, but nothing too bad. Nowhere near the bilge pump level, which is good. So yeah, just a note to self to remember, even on the shortest little journey, to check that. I packed it full of grease ages ago when I moored the boat up and had a little look at the engine and bits and bobs. So yeah, it's an important thing to remember. Good afternoon. I'm trying to think of what day it is again. It's Wednesday, I do know, because I'm going swimming later. We're also off to London on Friday. I bought Michelle a gift of tickets to a show of her choice, so we're going to go and see Hamilton. Don't know anything about it. I know it's been on one of the TV channels, but not seen it, so that would be nice. I do like going to shows and things. And then we're going for a meal on Saturday, which was a present to me, at a place called St John. Really looking forward to that. It's a place I've always wanted to go to, so I'm a bit of a foodie. So that'll be nice, and I shall report back when I come back online. It's one of those days today. It's coming up to 6 months being on the boat. I moved in August, full of trepidation, anticipation, but I don't think I've come across anything yet that I've not enjoyed. Even through that really cold spell, the boat never got cold. My friend came over last night for a catch-up, who used to live up in Grendon, and he came down. He couldn't believe how warm the boat was, and it wasn't particularly warm. The fire had been going quite a while, and I'd let it die down a little bit. But yeah, he's moving to a place in Northampton. I told him he should get a boat. It'd be a good choice for his way of life. He works a lot, and yeah, it's a perfect lifestyle. Negatives, I do have to go out and get my wood, but as I say, I'm fortunate that a friend of mine's got a huge wood pile that he's not going to be using, so I can use that. Expenditure wise, I've spent out on a few bags of coal. I don't use that tons of it. I put in some at the start of the evening and burn wood, and sometimes some at the end of the evening, depending on what I'm going to be doing the next day. I woke up this morning, actually, I was a little bit cold. I hadn't really bothered with the fire in the evening, and the embers weren't particularly good towards the end of the night. So I did wake up a little bit cool, and I thought maybe I should wear a t-shirt or something. But no, it's all good. So 6 months on the 15th. And with this lovely weather we're having at the moment, it's just making me think about spring, being able to get out onto the river and then onto the canals, and see where the next chapter of my boating life takes me. I've been chatting to Neil, my neighbour, who's the boating photographer on YouTube. He's just taken his boat out to hard water, so I've come to the front after doing all my little jobs, and I'm gonna watch him go out the marina and wave him off. There he goes. This boat's called Avalon. Now he's got his camera set up, doing a bit of recording, so I'll send him this footage. You won't. There he goes. Have a lovely trip. What a beautiful day for it. There he goes, like a professional. Ever After, soaking up the sun. Really like that colour of the canopies. So nice. Just had a walk up to Whiston Lock. Rumour had it was going to open today, but I think it's been put back a few days or a week or so. That will open up navigation to Northampton. Go along there to Cook now. A lovely sunset's happening right now. Soon be behind the trees. Saw a little pochard as I was walking up. I think it's a pochard. I'm going to check. Little brown head on the male, and the female looks very similar to the mallard female. Beautiful. So yeah, when that's opened up, I dare say lots of people will be travelling up. Other news, when I got back to the boat yesterday, I noticed the battery had dropped down to about 9 volts, and I've had it set to inverter only on the Victron Multi Plus 1600 I've got, but it dropped down, so I've asked him one of the 12 volt boating groups, and it's because the inverter actually still draws voltage when it's on. So what I should be doing is putting it onto charger only, which I will do. That's when I'm not plugged into the shoreline, which I'm trying to get away from because come May I'm going to be out about on the canals and rivers, and we'll be relying pretty much solely on the solar. So yeah, that was a interesting thing to learn. And tomorrow is my 6 months on the boat. I still can't believe it. I mentioned on a few clips ago about you know, how I'm enjoying it and no regrets so far. I just can't believe it's 6 months. It's just flown by. When I signed up to the marina that said that I was going to be there for a year while I got things sorted out, I didn't think it was go as fast as this. But yeah, I'm 6 months in and still surviving, even on cold days like this. The boat was nice and warm this morning. Put 2 of the Lecto night briquettes in. I did get up about 6 o'clock and there was a real big ball of glowing ash or debris from the night briquette. Still had a lot more to burn in them. So I chucked 1 piece of kindling on and a couple of small logs and fired up. I've just left it now, put a little bit of coal on. I need to buy some coal today because I'm out. And then Michelle's coming down and I'm going to cook her a mushroom risotto. And I'm going to show you in the next clip how I do it. I'm going to get it prepped now and finish it off this evening when she gets here. Okay, so I'm right back at the boat now. I've just got the ingredients out that I'm going to use to make this risotto. Again, I'm not a chef or anything. This is how I've been shown how to make risottos. Other people vary. Some people don't stir it, and yeah, there's lots of different methods, but this is how I've been shown. I'm going to get it part prepped today, let it cool down, then finish it off tonight when Michelle gets here. So that's going to be lovely. So yeah, I'll just show you the ingredients. So the mushrooms I've got are chestnut mushroom. That's a king oyster mushroom, and this is a shiitake. I've also got some shallots, some dried porcini mushrooms, which I'll steep in some boiling water soon. Aborio risotto rice, some white wine, vegetable stock, and salt and pepper, and also use butter to sweat the rice down. Look at those. So let's get these chopped. You want your onions or shallots fairly finely chopped for this. It's more the flavour you want than the texture of the onion. See, I'm no chef. Yeah, something like that, fairly finely chopped. I also forgot to put on the ingredients garlic. How could I forget garlic? It's one of the beautiful things about this dish, apart from the mushrooms of course, is the lovely taste of garlic that goes through it. And sometimes I'll put a little bit of creme fraiche through it at the end. I haven't got any. I could get Michelle to pick some up, but I shall see. But yeah, I'm just going to finish chopping these and I'll get back to you in a minute. So that's them all chopped up, nice and fine, ready for the next step. Okay, so I've prepared the mushrooms I'm going to use. I've pulled the oyster mushrooms apart just a little bit, chopped up some of the chestnut and the shiitake, brushed them down first to make sure there wasn't any dirt on them, because remember, you shouldn't wash mushrooms. I've also chopped up some garlic, and as I showed you earlier, the shallots. I put some of the dried porcini into a jug to which I add lots of lovely boiling water. Now these are going to sit in that for about 20 minutes. I'm going to do the next step now, which is frying off the mushrooms. Okay, so I've got this pan nice and hot now. What I do, something I've only recently been doing, is starting the mushrooms off in a dry pan. And you get a much better flavour doing that way, because it's not absorbing any of the oil or butter you're putting in. Just let them start to cook down. So the mushrooms are just starting to release their moisture. That's what you want, to get the moisture out of these and intensify the flavour of the mushrooms. I've made sure I've moved my smoke alarm this time, because I've done this before, or any cooking really, it sets it off straight away. Very sensitive. So they're starting to take some colour now. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. When they get to that stage, I've put in a tiny bit of oil. This is a rapeseed oil. It's generally when the alarm goes off. You can see the colour. Not better now. Take them, put them aside in a little tray. And the next step, a glug of the rapeseed oil. To that, I'm going to add the garlic and shallots. Put them down. Where it's annoying on the boat, it's tending to lean over to the left a little bit. Turn the heat down a little bit. Let's add a couple of minutes to cook down. I'm going to add the risotto rice. It's about, I don't know, 150 grams of rice for 2 people. Add a tiny bit more oil. Also some butter. I want that rice to take on the oil. Again, any chefs out there, this is just the way I do it. As I say, I'm not going to finish the risotto off just now. I'm going to wait till tonight. Just want to get the main part of the cooking done, so it's not interfering with the evening. I'll have to ring the shed anyway, so I forgot to buy any Parmesan cheese, which will be required. Another thing I forgot to put on the ingredients, so I'll write the ingredients down in the description. Again, on a fairly low heat, you just want the grains to absorb the oil and butter. And you'll note I haven't put any seasoning in yet because the stock cubes tend to have a bit of salt in them. I want to find out what it tastes like without anything like that. So that's absorbing the oil and butter into the wine up. This is 187 millilitres of wine. Put that all in. And just reduce that down. Nice dark brown. So you're cooking off all of that alcohol out of the wine. The smell is amazing. See all the liquids reduced from that. Just know it's going to taste good. Right, we'll stop that cooking there while we deal with the mushrooms. So the next step is to carefully strain these dried porcinis. The reason I say carefully is sometimes at the bottom of the liquid you get grit from the mushrooms. So as I say, just make sure we don't get any of that into the stock we're going to use. Yeah, you can just see. Make sure we get the rest of the mushrooms in. You can just see in the bottom of there, there's unwanted gritty bits. So then what I do, I put the dried porcini in with the other mushrooms that I've already cooked in the jug. Put my vegetable stock cube. You could use chicken stock, but decided to get vegetable stock. And you pour your lovely mushroom broth back into your jug with the stock cube in. Again, I'm just making sure there's no gritty bits in the bottom of this. That's that. Let your stock cube dissolve in there. Again, still haven't put any salt or pepper into that. Taste of the stock actually. It's nice. Actually, it's not salty at all. Gonna wait till this cube completely dissolves down there, but nice mushroomy flavour. So back to the pan. See these grains, a little translucent edge. They're really nice. You want to add your stock in little batches. And this is where some people say they don't stir it. I know on the Australian MasterChef they said they never stir a risotto. But again, it's the only way I've been shown. I'm watching TV shows and talking to people who like to make it. I'm not going to make you sit and watch the whole process, but generally you just repeat that to the point where you draw your spoon through and there's no liquid in the middle, you add some more liquid. And this is when I add more of the stock, when you can draw your spoon through it and it's not immediately filling up with liquid. I'll just add another little blob. Do that. I'm going to add a little bit of thyme. Not too much, just want the background flavour of thyme in there. No stalks. It's also good to cook this fresh on the go when you're having it, but I'm going to get it almost cooked through and then let it get cold really quickly, and I'll finish it off later on, as I said. Taste of salt. You definitely need salt. I think a lot of these stock cubes are low salt nowadays. That's better. Maybe need more at the end. Stop that cooking. The rice is nowhere near cooked yet. Well, it's about halfway cooked. It's going to be cooked to al dente, but I want to get this cooled down quickly, so I'm going to take it up into the prammer hood area. Okay, so now it's evening. It's about 6:15. What I've done is put the chilled rice back into the frying pan and just bringing that back up to heat. And I'm also reheating the mushroom stock that had the porcini in. I'm going to reduce that down a bit because I've just tasted the risotto rice and it's almost there. It's almost at like the al dente stage, so it doesn't need a whole lot more cooking. But I'm going to reduce this down. I'll put some more fried porcini in it earlier with a bit more boiling water. So I'm just going to reduce that down to intensify the flavour and add it and the mushrooms to the rice shortly. And all the mushrooms in. Just another bit more stock. We're going to put in some Parmesan. Stirred in. Almost there now. Also a dollop of creme fraiche. Just at the end there. Probably getting all the Italians screaming at me, but I like it. About done. That's all done. Nice and creamy. Just going to dish it up and serve, and we're just having some bread with it. Delicious. So there we have it, my version of a mushroom risotto. Got wild mushrooms in there, some chestnut mushrooms, and that lovely stock. Very, very nice. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a bit of a long video. I think over 30 minutes, mainly due to that cooking section with the mushroom risotto. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel. It's growing slowly. I think I've gone over 500 subscribers now, which is fantastic. Also have a look at my friend, the boating photographer, Neil, is featured in this video, and I'll also put a link into his YouTube. And yeah, if you like it, subscribe, give me the thumbs up, and please comment. Let me know if you make the risotto or if you do a variation of it. It's the same principles I use for any risotto I make, basically. The butternut squash risotto I do, salmon or courgette risotto, it's all delicious. So thanks very much again for watching, and looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye bye.